King Solomon was not the promised offspring. But he did do an amazing thing by building a temple that God filled with his presence. And it's true, he was a descendant of King David. But he was not king forever, and neither did he defeat the power of sin.
Indeed, the power of sin continued to pull people far away from God, even with the temple that King Solomon had built being right there with them.
What are you saying? We ni kunoma. Yani, you want to tell me the presence of God did not stop people from disobeying God?
Oh, yes. And that should not surprise you. Remember, our first parents, Adam and Eve, had the presence of God right there with them at the Garden of Eden. And guess what? That did not stop them from sinning against Him.
The people of God, that is, the Israelites, they continued to sin. And this is what God's word tells us in Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 2 to 3, and verse 8 and 9. So Jeremiah, the prophet, said to all the people of Judah and to all those living in Jerusalem, "For 23 years the word of the Lord has come to me, and I have spoken to you again and again, but you have not listened. Therefore, the Lord Almighty says this: because you have not listened to my words, I will summon all the peoples of the north, and my servant Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, declares the Lord, and I will bring them against this land and its inhabitants, and against all the surrounding nations. I will completely destroy them and make them an object of horror, scorn, and everlasting ruin."
God, in His mercy and kindness, sent the prophet Jeremiah and many other prophets to ask people to turn away from their disobedience. But they did not listen. They did not care. God's presence left the temple. Yes, God's presence left the temple. And then a mighty king, the King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon, came into Jerusalem, captured the city, destroyed the temple, and took all of God's people to a faraway country, his country, Babylon, where they became slaves, far away from home.
Kwani, how powerful is sin? Hii kitu ni mbaya. Hii kitu ni mbaya. My sister, my brother, who can save us from sin? Who can save man from sin? Who?